Okay. Well, while you're doing that, I'll do the quick recap of last session.
And I probably will start this now after the audio is. You know what? I'm gonna listen to what's coming through here. You do your thing.
So last session, you guys had trekked up the mountain, gotten lost, come back, finally got around to the front of the shed to the start of our last session, where you ended up fighting what you initially thought was a yokai, and turned out to just be a really nasty oni that somebody had summoned. It tried to do many nasty things, but Keiko kept shutting down most of them.
The Uno reverse card.
Which he does, yeah.
Kept going, nope, you're not going anywhere. Oh, now you can't say anything. Nope, now you can't access your Maho. Ha 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 ha. You can't do anything but lay there and squirm.
She's a ping deck. That's what she is. She's a ping deck.
And
I'm annoying and I make fun of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you ended up taking it down. Frick. I'm going to mangle the name, but Corey's character, Takoro.
That's correct. You got it.
Yay. Finally.
Takoro.
On our last session, I get it right.
It's
eventually.
It's
only took
emphasis on
months.
the ta, no emphasis on the ko, and
Taco.
and
Taco.
and a nice little
Taco,
roll
taco,
of the
taco.
R there. The roll has like spice on it. Takaro.
Thought he had gotten afflicted for a moment, but then realized no, the piece of jade he had on him had taken care of that for him.
Yeah.
So now the fight is over. The body has turned into sparkly mess that doesn't look healthy as it fades away. The sun has come back out and the clouds are parting and the snow has stopped. Unfortunately for you all, that means you can now smell what's behind the shed in the shed. And it is not pleasant.
It's what the rock is
Burn the
cooking.
bodies, burn the body. Much easier.
That's for peasants to do. We got work to do.
We're
right now.
samurai.
Yeah, like trying to find survivors, and
We're
if there was
adult-ass
a
samurai.
source that Maho witch used to summon the Oni or anything else like that.
Also-
After all, if there's still a book or something, a scroll or something, it means that somebody could summon that Oni again.
Also, just so you know, if it smells bad now, just wait till we start burning it.
Well, then it'll smell like bad stuff and
Wait.
barbecue.
Can I just I
delicious.
need to say like a blast from the past here, and I'm gonna embarrass Tarek a little.
Please do.
Do you remember, Tarek, when we were playing an L5R game and there was a gorge filled with dead bodies and we were lighting it on fire and you wanted to like cook things over it?
This was early on in my L5R career,
Yes.
and I do remember this. This was very early. I was
Very
like,
questionable.
I think I was like 13 or 14 years old at the time. So forgive me.
You weren't that
Yeah,
young.
it was because I started in the L5R game that we were playing with back in that day when I was 12. 12 was the year that I came in to that L5R game, and everybody hated me because I was the worst. I was the worst role player, definitely, hands down at the table, except for maybe one person named April who was just very passive as a role player. She didn't engage and didn't do anything. She just showed up for the XP weekly and then like
There were two
tried to
players
make
like
herself
that.
survive. Oh, that Charles was the other one.
Sorry if you're watching, April.
And
Yeah,
Charles.
and Charles. Yeah, Charles. Sorry, but you guys were. You kind of did just show up before the XP, and that was it.
I'm sure that as you've improved, they've probably improved.
Oh
too.
yeah, probably. But I improved leaps and bounds over time because I was getting my ass handed to me by everybody else in the party. Like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing, so sit down and listen. And I'd be like, I want to do something cool.
That said,
I'm
like
edgy.
they made you
'Cause I'm
eat.
young.
They made you eat way more shit than you deserve.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they did. I ate a lot of crow in that game.
I don't remember if I did anything terrible, but I didn't like stop them either.
I just watched. Yeah.
So
Okay.
you're all standing in front of the formerly woodsman shed.
Rocks. I'm gonna go investigate the rocks.
Okay. Is anybody going to be investigating inside the shed?
I do believe we should do that.
Yeah,
I'll
I
help
think so.
investigate inside the shed for sure.
So
Actually-
if Takoro is going by himself, I'll probably at least watch over him while the other three look.
I was
look
actually
in.
going to say the same. It's my responsibility to watch over Takuro. So if he's going to the rocks, I'm gonna go to the rocks with him.
Okay, then if you two are going to the rocks, I'll protect the ladies. Ladies, then.
I think
I was
the
about to-
Kitsu is gonna protect all of you. To be honest here.
Yeah, the Kitsu's gonna go over to the rocks first.
All right. Okay,
Okay.
then everybody's going over to the rocks first, I guess. All right. It's
I
a
guess.
large pile of rocks. I'm going to need labor rolls.
Beautiful.
Oh joy! Oh, I do have a skill in labor.
I know for a fact that the only people who need to roll labor are everybody except for Takuro.
Yeah,
Takuro is going to do everything in his power not to do the labor and be in charge of the laborers.
I can just call on the kami to get rid of these rocks. But if everybody's gonna start moving the rocks, I'm gonna roll command to make sure that they do it
I
efficiently.
knew it.
I was also kind of going the route of trying to interrupt or like first investigate the rocks by maybe asking the spirits if they knew anything about them. But if we're just gonna take apart the little rock pyramid, then Katika will watch.
Rocks.
He's got tiny little arms,
You know what?
tiny ineffectual little arms.
All
T-Rex
right.
She has
arms.
T-Rex arms.
Kiriko is like,
I can hold a spear, but that's about it. Poke, poke.
3. So I think I will go ahead and use one of those opportunities to reduce the strife and try to figure out what I can do with that opportunity in particular.
I'm going to do Earth as well to help do this, I think.
You guys were just gonna like use your magical spells to do stuff with the rocks, right?
I can't anymore. Everybody's started to take rocks and put them in their
Oh,
hand.
okay.
What's the
everyone's
TN?
in the
Is it
way.
TN1?
Ian is actually 2.
TN2.
Otherwise, I could just blast the rocks away. But if you're in where the rocks are, you will also get blasted. So, nope.
Hey, I want to feel useful.
Fair enough.
You are.
I spend 2 opportunity to help Matsu-san
You're-
do his job.
Fine.
You're a
Okay.
you're a
I
useful
guess I'll
tool.
step in.
I failed
Such a
to
tool.
actually help, but I am encouraging Takeo to really stay on his game.
Well, during downtime use, memorize a small but vital detail from your activity. You can recall it later without a check. You can do that with your Earth roll.
He's doing support on you.
Yeah, I'm just spending 2 to do support on you.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
Since you had already rolled, I'm counting as an extra bonus success for you.
Cool.
Then maybe while everyone is kind of starting to take apart the little
Rock wall.
stone pile, yeah, Kairiko will go and heal Takaro because I believe he got cleaved pretty bad last time
Oh yeah.
during last
He
session.
did get hurt.
Yeah.
He didn't get afflicted, but he did get hurt.
Yeah.
I,
Well,
uh,
if he's very obviously wounded, so I think that's
I'm-
a roll of path to inner peace.
I'm at half endurance.
Yeah, you could use a little bit of, just a little bit.
I don't have a wound, but I do have endurance. Or fatigue. That said, I have like wizard hit points when they were back when they were D4s, so
Oh, I accidentally did not do this right.
well, you got the TN if the TN was 2.
Yeah, I was just trying to keep an opportunity, and I accidentally re-rolled the exploders without keeping the opportunity.
Whoops.
But there we go.
Well, we'll say there's one opportunity on there in place of the blank, if that's what you needed.
Yeah, that's all I need. Just the one.
Okay, so what's your water?
Let's see. My water is at 3.
Okay, I'm healed up all the way.
Okay. And were you bleeding, dazed, disoriented, or
No.
lightly wounded?
No, I'm all good.
Okay, then you're all good. You can also remove 1 strife.
Thank you. I have strife, definitely.
All right. It takes a little while with Matt being the most effective at moving the rocks around. Sayuri is not doing bad per se, but isn't very effective. And Tarek's character is also just kind of going, yeah, that's a good place to put that. Yeah, grab that one. That one's good.
Yeah, that's perfect for your. You don't want to overextend yourself. You just want to take it. There you go. The perfect.
So it takes a while,
The legs, not your back.
but you get the pile down enough that you're actually able to see into a cave area and see 2 people sitting in there that are kind of tied up and obviously have been in here a few days.
I peer in with my big octopus mask and I say, "Don't worry, we're here to rescue you."
One of them falls over unconscious, fainting.
Oh gosh. Kind of pushes inside to help take care of people.
Like I was gonna jokingly say, I get up, get down on all fours, and walk towards them like a spider.
Oh god, don't do that.
But no, I don't actually do that. But oh, those poor people.
Do any of them have obvious wounds, or do they look starved?
They're probably dehydrated. And
Starved,
cold.
dehydrated, but they are alive.
Water spells will help with that.
Yeah, or just some water. You know.
We don't want to feed them the taint snow. That's not good.
No, but I imagine we'll have
Taint
like
snow.
water skins or something that we carry.
Sure.
Yeah.
See.
So you get them untied.
Okay,
They're
yeah.
very weak because they have been here for a few days. Apparently, they've gotten some water from licking the cave walls.
Fair enough.
Can I do
Delicious
like
cave walls.
a medical check on them? Like I do have a skill in medicine. Like checking on them, see if they have like anything like really bad going on with them aside from, being exhausted.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So I'll use water to survey. That's a bit of strife. All right, you know what? Just to be fair and sure.
Okay. They are severely dehydrated, but not to the point of dying. They are starving as if they haven't eaten in about 5 days, which is what the case is.
Mm-hmm.
And from inactivity, they are weakened. But from licking the cave walls, they also have a bit of affliction
That makes sense.
because they've been licking tainted snow runoff.
Brother Kaideko, do you have anything to help with affliction?
No.
Because no.
No.
Best we get them to the village then.
Yeah.
I did not do very well in my medical training.
We need to do a cleansing ritual, and that's not something I'm very good at matchmaking. Yes.
Cleansing, right? Eh?
Good at matchmaking, but not at cleansing rituals.
Well, love is a messy thing.
Well,
Oh god.
we have this. This seems like everything here. Let's go back and check out the woodshed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'll watch over these two then. But call me
Yes.
if you need anything.
Make sure they don't burst open and become Spider Oni.
Oh.
One of the one that's still awake goes, "That's a possibility."
Oh my god, I knew this day would come.
My brother has a sense of humor. My brother-in-law, anyways. But I'll just watch over you, make sure that no illness comes upon you, and when it's time to leave, we will make our way back to the village and escort you there. I try to tell them reassuringly.
All right, woodshed. Everybody else can investigate mundanely by looking through whatever's in there. I'm gonna cast by light of Lord Moon though to look for secret stuff.
Okay. I'll wait for you to finish that roll for the casting and then tell you what's in immediate view.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what to use.
A lot of
just to
explosive
look
successes there,
around.
Eddie.
Lots of strife too.
All of it has frickin' strife.
Except
Yikes!
for the one opportunity.
Yeah, I guess I'll take that and no more. I don't want a spiritual backlash.
Fair.
It's fine. I'll just finalize this.
You getting a lashing on your back?
Okay. I'm guessing you're wanting to use the opportunity for something other than strife reduction?
Yes, I'd like to reveal one magically concealed object per opportunity spent this way. So,
Okay.
one magically concealed object, please.
Order up.
Right. You get the spell ready, you sense where something is inside of the building, and you open the doors. It's an abattoir. There are body parts hanging from hooks on the ceiling. I mean, there are now bloodied woodsman tools scattered about, axes and saws and things like that, and awls. And there's a bench on the far side of this shack where there is a young man tied to it. He's still bleeding as you enter, and you can see he is breathing. And Corey, there is something concealed underneath that bench.
Cool.
Now, anybody else want to give me any kind of rolls for looking around this place?
Hideko might, but first she's gonna go up to the person who's actively bleeding.
I put my
and
arm
help him
out in front of Kiriko instantly as she moves forward. There might be a trap under the bench. There's something there. Be careful and make sure you don't spring anything. He might be there as a trap. And then I pull my arm away and let you do whatever you want to do now.
She looks like anxious to get over there, but hesitates and tries to speak to the individual, and says, "Hello, can you?"
His head rolls towards you, and then you see the far side of his face has a huge chunk taken out of it that looks like it was one of the mouths on the Oni had bit him.
I'm going to check the area for traps. May I use skullduggery for that?
I'll assist her. I also have skullduggery, so you can get skilled assistance.
Beef, is he within a range of 2? Because I should be able to heal him without moving for now, just to make sure he doesn't have to suffer more than he needs to.
Oh yeah, it's a small woodsman's shed. It wasn't intended for more than 3 people to be in it at any time anyway.
Oh,
awesome.
Do we know the TN on
Yes,
this?
that's what I was going to ask. TN.
Let's say 2.
Oh, well, that's what you put out.
I've got
And,
my 2.
Keiko, with that roll, what does that do for him?
What that's going to do is it's going to remove fatigue equal to my water plus bonus successes, so 3 fatigue, and then with the opportunity, I can remove 2 conditions: bleeding, dazed, disoriented, or lightly wounded.
Well, bleeding and wounded would probably be the most severe things he has right now.
Okay, so then get rid of those.
Can you pull your mic just a tad away? Thank you.
And Sayuri, you don't think there's any traps in here, but there is a trap door.
I was also wanting to use my 2 opportunity to spot an interesting physical detail in the environment. So,
Okay.
I guess
that
that's
trap
that.
door is definitely that. Also, the bed is. There was a bed in here, an actual framed bed to keep him up off the ground, because, hey, out in the woods, not a great idea to stay on the ground much. It's been flipped up against the wall, and you noticed a hand that was on top of it twitch slightly.
That hand over there just twitched.
Put a knife through it.
It could be a person behind the bed.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you, disembodied voice.
The person
don't
from
know
behind
why
the
I-
bed said that.
Something
Please
tells
don't.
me.
Yeah.
Something tells me we should hesitate before putting a knife through it. As if something from above has warned us.
You now know what it is.
Is it safe to cross?
There don't seem to be any traps. I do, however, see a trap door.
Then
And
try to go
Sayuri was
under.
the only one who actually noticed the hand twitch.
Oh, okay.
I did say, that hand over there just twitched.
Kaiko will go and check to see if the other hand is in fact attached to something.
It is. There's a another young man back there.
Okay. Is he also
Looking-
wounded?
He's heavily wounded.
Okay.
Like, he's missing a
Like,
leg
may not
and
survive.
it's been cauterized. And there are many bite wounds all over him and marks that could only come from the tentacles lashing him.
Okay. Kaiko will attempt to heal him too, to the best of her ability.
Don't worry. You are safe now. You will have decades and decades of psychological damage from this event that happened to you.
The good
But
news
you're
is
alive.
there's no such thing as mental health care here.
Yes.
So worry not. You will be suffering forever.
Okay.
Worry not, you will be ostracized appropriately.
Same thing as the last guy. Can remove 2 conditions: bleeding, dazed, disoriented, or lightly wounded. But I can't remove like other types
Heavily
of
wounded.
Kiriko.
like, heavily wounded.
Spiritual backlash.
Oh, from taking 3 strife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime you hold 3 strife, you get
Okay.
a spiritual backlash.
What does that do? Because I'll take it anyways.
First off, you can't cast any more water spells for the rest of the scene.
Okay.
Secondly, there's an effect that James will describe.
Okay. Well, I think trying to keep them alive is pretty important to Kaito, so that's fine.
In this case, the person is not actively bleeding, and the lightly wounded condition does heal for them, but you take it instead.
Oh.
The waters kami are taking their
You
tax.
wanted to heal him? He is healed, but you must take the some of that damage yourself.
You must
That's
carry
okay.
its burden.
So your water ring is now lightly wounded.
Okay. And Kaideko would just like glance down plainly and say, "Oh," and nothing else.
Are you okay?
Blink, blink.
To Takoro, it was pretty obvious what just happened to her. To everybody else, not so.
I was actually talking to the guys who she just healed.
He looks, barely rolls his eyes open, looks at you, opens his mouth, and you see his tongue is missing.
Hmm. Are there any more of you? Speak, you son of a bitch! I'm an Imperial.
Just nod.
Just playing.
He's obviously so hurt, and also like the two you found in the cave, where apparently the Oni was keeping that place like a larder for meals later.
Rudy.
This guy's been snacked on so much, he's not really able to respond or even lift his head much, even with the healing of lightly wounded, because he still has a lot of heavy wounds. Like 3 out of 5 of his rings are heavy wounded.
They've been keeping you alive then. Satiate whatever meals.
Sayori.
They've been keeping him alive then. To satiate whatever this fiend would call a meal.
Yeah. Sayori, why don't you pop that door open?
Stay your hand. Kinjiro will walk up to the door.
Hey. You gonna do everything?
I didn't do anything. It's the first time I've done anything.
It's a simple trap door in the floor.
You were questioning a guy. I was like, hey, Crystal, let's do something. Now you gonna get in the way of that? Come on.
Oh, well, feel free. I just didn't want her to like take damage from opening a trap door.
Oh no,
wanted to
we already
offer to
checked
do
the
it
traps.
Yeah, I already looked.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure we're
That's why I was
safe.
That was the
like,
first thing we did.
From traps.
Don't risk it. If anyone's gonna take it, I'd rather he take the damage. But yeah, if it's not trapped, then no worries. Do it yourself.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pop it open.
It is stiff and hard to move. I'm going to need a fitness check. T and 3.
I will, as she's struggling to open it, like, be ready with, like, a spell to knock whatever comes out of there. If anything dangerous comes out of there, I can knock it back with an air spell down into the basement. You know, I've seen The Evil Dead too.
Swallow your soul, swallow your soul. Swallow this.
I'll use the opportunity to take off to a strife.
Okay. It comes up slowly and stiff, like it hasn't been opened in a really long time. And when you get it about 3/4 of the way to fully open, it just freezes there. And when you let go, it stays.
Okay.
It is dark down there, but you can see a ladder and earthen walls.
Well, that's anticlimactic. Let's get a light.
There are several candles lit throughout the shed that are, well, they are black, but they are candles.
Sure, I grab one. I'm a scorpion. Black candles. That's perfectly fine for me. I'll take the tainted
Not an
candle.
ill omen at all.
Unusual, but
Let me breathe in the tainted candle smoke. Okay, I'm ready.
Ah, now you have visions of Jugoku.
Yes.
Speaking of Jigoku, before we actually head down there, Kaideko would like to try to pull the realm of Tengoku closer and like kneel down next to the people who are injured and say, "Do not worry, you will be safe now. We will be back soon. Rest as best as you can, and we will not. We will make sure to come back for you and take you home."
So before you go down, you make sure that somebody takes these two inside the shed out to the other two outside, so Takeo can watch over them.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be best.
All right.
And then
Um,
wherever they're all waiting, I will pull Tengoku closer.
Yeah, I will.
The
I will
one who was
lift them up
behind the
too.
bed, the left hand that was on top of the mattress was the only intact limb he had.
Oh.
He's missing fingers on his right. He's missing part of his left leg, part of his foot on his right leg, and just all kinds of wounds all throughout.
Guys, all sorts of jacked up.
I'm willing to carry like whoever's the most grievously injured, like in a piggyback, if they need to.
How
That
about
would
the guy
definitely
with
be
no
him.
legs?
Pinjiro will help to carry people as well. He's strong enough
Mm-hmm.
to be able to do so.
You get
I'll
them all
leave that to you
both
guys.
outside. And while they are obviously still hurting, the two that were inside are now safe with Takeo.
And I forgot what we get when we get to 10 saved opportunity.
Void
A new
Knight.
void point.
Okay,
Mhm.
void point. Then I will give myself a void point.
Kaidako succeeded on the check, removing one strife with the opportunity, and then all of them should be feeling
Strife.
a little bit more calm. Oh yeah, removing one strife. Sorry.
Two, not one.
Oh, it's two? Awesome. Even better.
It'd be nice if I had a medical kit. I could at least try to clean off some wounds if I could help. But
The one who was on the bench was obviously the newest meal, and his biggest problem is that, well, you end up grabbing a blanket to cover him up.
Pack me some snow and make a fire, and we can help them at least ignore the pain for a while.
His biggest problem is that he's naked.
Yeah, and you're putting him out in snow.
I'll take off. Actually, I don't know that I would have carried my extra clothing out here. But whatever I wear over my armor, I'm assuming there's like maybe like a little cloak. I'll take that off and hand it over to the naked man, and I'll look at Takeo and say, "Bring me some packed snow and some wood to start a fire, and we can at least help them for now."
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that then. Would that be a survival roll, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I will use Earth to produce what I can. All right. All right. No strifing out. Excellent. Now I have to look at the opportunity list to see what I could do with those two opportunities. And a blank. Okay. I assume I made the
You did.
All
Just.
Math battles, negotiation, skill use. Let's try that. Earth, trade. Reduce the TN of the next check another character makes with the same skill before the end of the scene by 1.
You could do that.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I will do a survival check to start a fire with the wood that he brought back and make a pot of poppy tea inside of a teapot with the poppy tea that I have on me.
And in fact, I'm going to say that, Matt, you found a spring, actually, so you don't have to get snow to make the tea with.
Spring? Like,
Water coming out of a rock.
oh.
Hey,
A nice mountain spring.
I'm pretty sure that's enough to make the fire and some tea. Yeah, probably fine.
I would agree with that.
A little striped out because I'm having to share my my drugs with somebody.
Sharing
But,
your
you know, whatever.
drugs.
Yeah, sharing my stash. Kinjiro basically will start putting on a pot of water to boil, and then pull out some cups and a tea set, and start pouring warm water into the cups, filling them with a little bit of poppy tea at the bottom of each one, and then I'll hand out the cups to the different people who are injured, and we'll offer up travel rations.
He's
Each one of
just
them to
handing
eat.
out smack.
Yeah,
One of
put a
the
blanket
ones
on
that,
them.
Is gonna have a hard time with that.
one of the ones that came out of the cave is helping by taking 2 teacups and is helping the one whose hands are mangled, well, to
To drink.
drink.
More appropriate that they do it instead of me.
Now, also at the same time, they're all fairly dehydrated, haven't had really anything in their system for a while, and they've never had poppy tea before, so they're going to pretty much get halfway through a cup over the course of an hour and then fall asleep.
That's fine as long as they eat, drink, and can stay warm. I pull them all together and try to give them warmth.
Did you
In
know?
fact, I'll pull out a small tent, put it up, and then have the ones that are most injured and naked put into the tent.
Did you know?
And I will assist in that endeavor. I'm just thinking to myself, man, they must have been really exhausted after all of this, not really knowing that he gave them poppy tea.
Yeah.
Did you know that ninja in ancient Japan made high energy food pellets? They made their own like Cliff Bars, basically.
They did. They made their travel rations into little balls that they could eat out of a bag. And there was a bunch of different types of them.
Yep.
Some were for energy, some were for relaxation, some of them were pain. It was interesting.
All right,
I
switch
see
over
you
to
love
the
my
other
food
3 going
recommendations.
down into this cellar with a candle. It's
Yes.
slightly dusty, a bit musty. There's some places where blood has dripped through some of the floorboards to down here.
So it's a little rusty.
So there's some shelves actually dug into the walls, and a couple crates as well. And it seems like this was where the woodcutter kept his food. There's not really anything here now. And otherwise, it's pretty much empty.
Okay.
One of the crates has like spare blankets and such in it, and the other one has winter wear.
I think we should take some of this out to our new friends. They appear to be in desperate need of such things.
To hide their nakedness.
Especially
even
along
with
the
us.
the melting snow. But I won't say this in character because I don't hear what they're saying.
Mhm.
I'm just adding meta.
So you get the stuff. One of you climbs up. You start passing the other stuff up. And then Corey's the last one out with the candle.
Sounds good.
Back into the horror show that is this shed. And that's basically everything in this place.
All right. We'll get the people back down to the village. And
Well, you have 4 unconscious people laying in a tent effectively together.
Yep.
So we could either get some of the members of the village to assist us in taking them back, or we take them down ourselves. I'm willing to take at least one of them on my back.
Well, at least one of them is going to have to be carried because he has no working feet.
I gathered.
The other three, once they're conscious, I don't know how well they're going to be able to make it down. At the very least, they're going to be weak and slow.
We can offer them a shoulder to, help carry themselves a little bit. Not fully carry them, but at least assist them moving down the mountain. I think we'd be better off with that.
Eiko is like limping slightly and doesn't offer to try to carry anyone.
Are you okay?
I will be fine.
Are you sure?
Don't worry
Did you
about
get
it.
hit and we did not notice?
Don't worry about it. No, you didn't, brother. It was a spiritual matter. It's Shugenja business. Don't worry about it.
He looks at you with an odd eye, like, are you suggesting that you hurt her with magic, or are you
That's what it
just,
sounds like.
Yeah,
That's what it really
or-
sounds like.
or are you saying that she hurt herself with magic? He waves his hand and is like, okay, fine, but we should not dally here then. The sooner we can get these people to safety, the better.
If anybody would like to make me a survival roll, you might find a way to help carry them down a little easier.
I was thinking we could
Oh,
try
like
to make a stretcher.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
with
I was
those
thinking, too.
blankets.
Yeah.
Or the tent.
Yeah,
Mhm.
with the tent, using the fabric of the tent and some sticks, we could probably make a stretcher for some of them.
You know what?
Make
I
it easy to
think,
carry.
and I think I'll also spend a void point to, do a real good job.
I'll offer you assistance.
I made
Should
the
have
roll.
rolled. You should have waited.
Sorry.
Don't jump the gun.
All right.
It's all right. You're probably fine. You don't. You also need to ask what the TN is before you roll. By the way.
Yeah. 2.
Well, at least I can take opportunity. Like 3.
Yeah. Well, you could take. Yeah.
So I will use one of those opportunities to take the strife off the roll. So did 2 manage it?
Yes. 2
Okay.
successes manages it.
Yes, that's what TN2 means. You do
I will
the
make-
thing.
I know, but like I should have asked
I
for
will
the
make
TN.
this offer for the other 2 opportunity, and that is that you actually also figure out a way to secure them to it so they have no chance of falling off.
Sweet.
It's still going to take 2 of you to drag this because, well, there are 4 people on it.
That's fair.
I got a good fitness roll for it. I'm good for it.
Perhaps we should take turns.
Kinjiro will offer to help. Take somebody down.
All right, so Kenjiro and Takeo are the ones on the poles and pulling. Fitness checks for both of you.
Yeah. TN?
We'll go TN1 on this.
Okay. All right. So I will negate the strife off of this roll with one of my 3 opportunities, and well, I will figure out what to do with those 2 opportunities I just made.
Support Kenjiro.
Yes, that.
All right.
Actually, I would suggest we both suggest would suggest we both support somebody else who's going to be helping carry somebody down who isn't us. That way it's easier.
Well, you basically have all four laying on the tent, secured and having poles, and each of you are on one pole polling.
Okay.
And with
Well, then let's suggest what I would suggest then is then we should spend our opportunities making sure that we can travel like
Make it
quickly enough to
fast?
keep pace. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And make
okay,
sure
that can be yours.
Yeah.
With Matt supporting you, it makes it so that you actually don't tire by the time you reach the village.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
And
Don't completely exhaust myself in the
so
process.
the other three, I need a survival check to navigate your way back because you haven't taken this path before, and you're not wanting to go
TN?
through the woods to where you were before.
What's a TN?
2.
Does one of my brothers have survival?
Both of them do,
I
I
do
believe.
believe so.
Such pretty colors.
Okay, because like, wow, this hurts more than I thought. Ugh,
This kind of sucks.
this is kind of. Oh god, is it freezing?
And Kate is completely distracted by that. And both Sayuri and Takoro have the path
Success.
perfectly figured out. So as long as somebody's kind of guiding Keitako, the other can be directing the two pulling the sledge.
Yep. I'll just
Someone-
make sure that she doesn't wander off.
Sayuri puts Kaito on a leash.
One of those child leashes is like,
No, all I can imagine is her like taking her gently by the collar and turning her so that she's walking in the right direction.
And just every so often reaching over and doing that again to course
Yeah.
correct you before you step off the side.
My mom had a baby leash for me and my sister when we were kids. You know,
Yeah.
Oh,
the
God.
little Velcro strap,
And
so
then the
that,
monkey backpack.
so that you don't wander off too far.
That's cute.
And you make it back to the village. Apparently, somebody was waiting to see sign of you guys coming back because Granny June is waiting at the Toshi gate for you.
Tori.
Tori. I don't know why I want to add the she on that.
Toshi is actually, I think, city or village or something like that.
And Granny June thanks all of you most profusely because you bringing back 4, even in the state that they are in, is 4 more than they were expecting. They thought everybody who was taken was lost.
Well,
And while 2 of them are unlikely to ever work in the mines or anything else again,
Yes. We have
it
brought
is still better to have them back.
you back, your people. They will be a burden to you forever.
Do you
Welcome
say that?
home, your 4 invalids.
they will be a burden on you forevermore.
I feel like that's
That's several-
totally an in character thought for you.
Yeah.
Even if you hold your tongue,
Yeah.
you're like hardcore thinking it with like a
He
smile on your
gets
face.
several other villagers to help carry them into her house and onto that second floor where the extra beds are for people who are injured or sick and getting better.
Look, like serious talk. I don't believe that at all. And you know, I have a lot of friends who have disabilities, and that they are awesome people. But yeah,
Darth
I'm a
jokes.
scorpion, and I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry if I triggered somebody.
Hey, truth is, the most mangled one, he's likely to crawl off into the woods and off himself eventually.
Oh god.
Yeah, they're not people in this day and age, especially in Japan, are not like easily taken care of, right? It's not
The
easy
other
to take care of
three
somebody
are
like that.
likely to recover to a point where they.
Can be functional.
I mean,
again.
you have a sword. They're easily taken care of.
Exactly.
Taken care of.
Just yeah, remember that one?
Well,
Taken care of.
I feel
What?
really bad for that guy's family if he has any. Daddy, you're home. Oh God.
Oh,
And Granny June calls for a celebration because you've obviously triumphed over whatever evil was up there
We did.
and brought some of the villagers that went missing back. She does ask what else you found in private, though.
In private, Kinjiro will have some like questions actually. Kinjiro will be
Ask,
like,
my lord. I will answer.
has anyone in your village
Oh, wait.
Could
I
they
want to
have had
rewind
any-
time real quick because, Corey, you never dealt with the hidden magical thing under the bench.
Oh, I thought.
I thought that was the trapdoor.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. That was a different spot.
Oh, I don't think any of us got that.
No, we didn't, because I
I'm sorry.
assumed that when.
Well, there's your problem right there. You know what happens when you assume.
I'm sorry. You implied that you described everything that we saw when we
I'm
searched
sorry.
the area.
That's why I said I'm sorry first, and I need to rewind to that.
Let's rewind.
Okay, what was down there? What did I find?
You found a magically hidden scroll that details how to summon an Oni and has a list, an actual list of Oni names.
Oh.
Great, a Maho scroll. Wonderful. Great. Now I can
Before
bind
you
my
destroy
name to
that-
an Oni and gain ultimate power.
No, but before you destroy that, Kaideko needs to see that
We're not
because it might come useful. I
We're
need
not
to know the
de-
names. No, not for that. I can banish them if I know their names.
Right. Okay. That's
Very
fine.
important.
We're not going to destroy it. We're going to send it up the chain of command. That's what
so that
we're
our
gonna
master can use it to get
Right.
To become a warlock.
Yeah.
In other words, you're going to hand it off to Sasha, and Kateko's going to take it back to the Castle of the Swift Sword.
And I'm gonna tell
Sounds
my
alright.
and I'm going to tell the Scorpion that the Kitsu have such a thing. And if I can, where it is and who has it exactly.
So, when they get back and they're talking to the village elder,
Mhm.
Kinjiro will go, do you know who may have had the interest or drive to summon an Oni in these lands? Anyone in the village
Well,
particularly?
I don't wish to speak ill of people who are probably dead, but I did tell you about the woman who came to the village and was the first to disappear. She
You think
might
it was
have.
her?
Maybe. What did you find up there?
A monster, clear as day, eating off of your villagers. I'm assuming that it was using whatever individuals would go looking after the last to go missing would get kidnapped and used to extend the life of this creature beyond that which it may have had after being summoned.
That's terrible.
But I don't know much. Not nearly as much as my compatriots.
Do any of you
Points to-
describe what you saw up there?
Yeah, sure. I'll give the full.
Yeah.
When you describe the woman hanging from the tree, she goes, "That was her." She
Excellent.
wasn't wearing black robes when she disappeared.
Perhaps the Oni had enough of her.
It is well known that If you deal with Oni, you risk death.
I'm
Well-
assuming you didn't feast on the summoner.
All's well that ends well.
The body hanging from the tree had no bites.
They killed themselves.
So her guilt was too much then.
Who knows?
Or perhaps someone caught her and did away with her, but fell victim to the Oni itself. Of that, we cannot be sure.
After the game ends, I'm happy to answer any questions you may still have about such things.
Well, if nothing else, we have gotten rid of the Oni, and I presume anything that might have been used to bring it onto this plane.
Good. Good. That is good. Now, excuse me, I need to detail a group to go take care of the dead.
Also, before she leaves, Takeo takes Granny June aside and gives her his remaining or at least let's see. I'm trying to remember how much money I have currently. I want to at least give him something that's enough to take care of the injured. Because so okay, I got 4 koku. I'll give her three koku, and I'll use my remaining one for travel expenses when I head back to Lionlands. But
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But yeah,
If
sure.
yeah,
one
but like,
handed her 3 koku,
Takeo hated
immediately-
seeing what happened to the victims, and he wants them to be
you
well
hand
taken
her
care
3
of.
koku, and she immediately clasps them to her chest, and despite her elderly age, immediately drops into full kowtow to you and goes, "Thank you so much. Thank you. This will actually feed the entire village for a couple years. Thank you. Thank you."
That's not necessary. Do also make sure to take care of the injured as well.
Of course, my lord.
Hmm?
Now, the rest of you, because he took her aside, you didn't see what he handed her. You didn't hear what they said. You just saw her suddenly drop, bowing to him.
That's okay. He can do whatever he wants. It's his money.
Mm-hmm. If he wants to be stupid generous, he can be stupid generous.
Yeah. I mean, we don't exist after this game anyway, so now who's the stupid one?
I mean, that's
back to
one of the reasons
Lionlands.
why
You
I
never
did
left.
Mhm.
You never left Lionlands. You're still in them.
Oh, okay. Back to Swift Sword Castle then, or wherever else I'm going afterwards.
Back to your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably back to your wife who's pissed that you forgot her name.
You get back and go, "Honey, I'm home," and she goes, "What's my name?"
Matsu-sama.
Nobody likes you when you're 23.
I never heard that song, but for some odd
You've
reason-
never heard
Oh,
Blink
come on.
182?
You've heard it. What's my age
He
again?
said for so long.
Oh. I was like, Jesus Christ, Matt, how have you
There's
not heard
one,
this song?
there's
This
one
is a banger.
specific song I listened to from Blink-182, but it was years ago.
Blink 182 is one of those bands that is forever going to have a place in my heart simply because of the song All the Small Things.
Surprises let me know she cares.
Say it ain't so.
'Cause,
I will not go.
You may
Turn the
hide your
lights
flirtatious ways from your brothers, but your wife knows you well enough to know that you are that way and knows that it doesn't actually go anywhere. So she does tease you occasionally with, like, "What's my name again?" Just because she knows
Natalie.
you're flirting with other people.
I like that attribute. That's a fun thing to add. I like that.
Karen? It's funny because the next time Sasha asks me that question, I'm just gonna be like,
Sharon?
Who's this political girl I'm hearing about?
I'm
It's like
feeling Sharon, but the more I look at your face, the more I'm realizing that you're gonna stab me. So I'm going to say Freddy Krueger.
Oh God! I mean, if you think about it, it's like having sex with a different woman every time.
It's kind of like
Can't remember their
Yeah.
name.
there's this TikTok soundbite that's used where it's you have to treat a car like you treat a woman, and then a woman's voice goes, "Elaborate," and a couple beats pass, and then it's, "No, I don't think I will." But myself,
keep
if
your
I said
secrets
the
then.
phrase, "You have to handle a car like you handle a woman," and as a woman goes, "Explain," with respect for its power.
Good.
Duh.
Good.
Keep her
Terrified of its
fed
horsepower.
and in a nice, clean shelter.
Don't
Yeah,
drive
put her in the
unless
garage
she's
and forget her about
waxed.
her. Exactly.
Don't drive her unless she's waxed.
Why are we
Remember,
still
Marlo.
streaming at this point?
I don't know. I think you two left us.
That was fucking great.
So that night, the
Don't
village
forget
has
to
a big
install the
celebration.
hydraulics.
They actually slaughter a pig for this celebration and have roast pig as the main centerpiece.
Leave it to the lion to have good food.
All of you, of course, being not only nobles, but the saviors of this village, get first dibs on any of the food.
Cool.
And in fact, Kenjiro keeps finding Granny June occasionally popping up with more food for him.
Why, thank you. That's so kind of you.
Like
Num, num, num.
egg fried rice, which you notice nobody else has.
Wait.
Etika looks sad.
Okay, to go
He
Can
says
you go-
nothing
can-
but looks
food, but it's in the form
Kendra
of veggies
will
and
offer
more,
her rice. Yeah.
vegetables?
and pork.
Okay, pork is acceptable.
What's that comedian's name? Vegetables are made of sad.
Yeah, and now so am I.
Uncle Roger.
Uncle Roger.
Vegetables is sadness
Hey,
or
no.
something like that.
Don't be doing the accent.
That's how he says it.
It's
with
true.
a W.
This celebration is where we'll end because there's no more story to tell.
Excellent.
Woo.
Yay.
We
Hey.
live happily ever after. Because that's
In a
the
world
ending.
devoid
The
of
party.
At least until next time I come up with an idea to run these characters with.
Yeah.
We all die of old age.
the end.
Oh, we all
So-
die of eating too much.
We all die. Oh,
Excuse me,
Why
you're
can't you
all
break
old
one?
people.
Yeah.
You all die.
no, we all die of old age at the ripe old age of 23.
So, does anybody have any questions about things that weren't answered in story?
What is Takeo's wife's actual name?
Okay, now I have one.
June.
So, I know we didn't explore the mine, but if we were to explore it first before the hut, what would we have found?
A functioning mine that has multiple carts in it that have some iron ore sitting in the carts, various pickaxes and the like set around, and some shovels, and not much else. The mine itself was never touched by the Oni.
Ah, all right. Goody goody gumdrops. We avoided sidetracking ourselves.
Corey, you said you have a question?
No, I said the only question I had is what's Tarek's wife's name, or not Tarek, Matt's
Takeo.
character Takeo's wife's name. I don't know why
All right, what kind of name would you have given her?
My wife's name is Sasha.
You said it's Hinata.
Carries my
so
balls
it's
in her
Hinata.
purse.
It's Hanada,
All right.
I guess.
It's whatever
you carry
you
his
came
balls
up
in my
with.
purse.
It's Julie. Do the thing.
or don't you mean Judy?
Judy.
No,
No,
Julie.
both names were used. When Julie started
remember
fracturing
Julie.
from her mind stuff, she got pulled and Julie got put in.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
No, Takeo's wife's name is Matsu Smasher.
Smosher.
I don't know what you're. Are you trying to
Smash.
make like
Matsu
a
Smash? Matsu Smash.
like a snoo
But-
joke? I knew it.
I do.
No, not a
I
snooze
thought it was
joke.
a
Like a
snoo-snoo
little,
joke.
literally, like a
Now-
Matsu
Yeah.
Berserker's destroy.
Now, to
thing.
explain what actually happened
It's a
before
Hulk
you guys
joke.
came,
Exactly the
She's
whole
a scorpion that.
that Maha Witch was the woman who came to the village and then went up into the mountains. She had the scroll with her already. And when she was up there, she hadn't ever summoned an Oni before, and she managed to summon one that had a captivating voice and didn't get quite enough opportunities to keep control of it. So it was brought fully here and had a captivating voice, and it told her, hang yourself.
Oh, so it did kill her. That's actually compelling.
But
the idea
never
that she could-
touched her.
Yeah.
So its connection never got broken, and it figured basically, as long as the body is there, I'm here. And then started working other magics to continue to do so. If you hadn't interrupted it when you did, and it actually managed to get through those last 4 people, it would have bound enough power to itself that it wouldn't have needed a summoner anymore, and it would have just stayed. And if you had killed it then, its body would have remained.
Well,
Interesting.
Sasha, we can only hear you through
Oh,
Tarek's.
sorry. At that point, we would have needed to have bound it post-death so that it's, was entombed in jade for 1,000 years.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got lucky at the time we came in.
And then it would be a problem for the 21st century. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
It's like-
Some person.
I will say,
some like
as I'm-
hikers. Oh look! It's
Why
a
is
beautiful
there a
thing. It's
demon in my
dead. Oh my
costume?
god!
Our
Yeah.
kids have to deal with global warming and demons being released from their ancient seals. It's all their problem.
I will say, as a minor epilogue, once you all get back to Swift Sword Castle, because you're going to be going with Katako anyway back there, having promised to protect her on this trip,
Mm-hmm.
a bright red raven shows up with a letter from Rokuken.
Oh.
And it basically, he says, they're dragons. Foreign dragons, but they're dragons. And they're learning Rokugani very quickly and well.
Nice.
Apparently, between him and Kage, they were able to start communicating with them and got them to actually start learning the local language.
Yeah. Kage was seriously.
Well, they had a
into it.
nice, fun vacation while we dealt with murder,
yeah.
death.
Kage was like super into it for the first day, and then afterward was like, "There's nothing to bang or drink here. This is boring. Take me somewhere interesting."
Yeah, which means Kage did his bardic thing to get them to listen to Rokuken initially and then fucked off to the fishing village, which is why
Exactly.
he's not involved in the letter.
Sneaking out to the fishing village
Literally
every night.
fucked off.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I guess that's it. I guess we'll end the stream. But before we do that,
So,
I'd like to say that the next
it was a
game,
short game.
we're going to be doing is our first original L5R campaign called Shadow Empire. And the adventure that we're going to be running will also be posted on our Patreon. So anybody who has access to the Patreon can play that adventure for their own,
Their own fun times.
exactly, for their friends. So be sure to join us then. We're not 100% complete with this. We're still like getting the art together. We're still, the adventure's done, but we're trying to make this as good of a production as possible. And we hope you join us for it. And we're really, really excited about it. So I guess we have a little bit of time. Do people want to talk about the characters that they're gonna?
Sure.
We're gonna gotta get the hype train going. I'm gonna be game mastering this. It's gonna be the Corey show again, just how God intended.
And I'll be staying. I didn't get intimidated off by a new game system.
Yay!
So who wants to go
Multiple new game
first?
systems, to be honest.
I will.
I
Sure.
still need a name.
What's in a name?
And a ninja and giri.
Does a rose by any other name smell less sweet?
A lot of people still need their ninja. Some people have
Send me the
picked
stuff.
their giri, but
I'm going to be playing Hatoru no Ide Yunso of the Unicorn Clan.
That is a mouthful.
He's part of the Hatoru family, which is a vassal family to the Ide family. They're also technically a secret family because they are all
family.
shinobi. And after the emperor's edict of no more shinobi, well, the Hataru just went, okay, we're Ide now.
Okay, bye.
Later, suckers.
And a special note about the Hataru family is that when the Kirin clan left Rokugan, they stayed behind and was the main reason that Ide got up to speed on the actual customs cultures and became the diplomats for the unicorn.
the Ide never stood. What are you talking about?
But it's all on a wiki.
Really?
Yeah. Fourth ed had all of that.
Oh, it's fourth.
And I told you I was going to be picking all of that up.
Okay, I've got to review all this and make sure we might change a little things here and there to make sure it's cricket with the new world that has been created.
Well,
The
you
New World
also
Order.
said that the new lore isn't as important. We're making our own.
We are making our own lore too, but yeah, I want to look at things and figure things out for myself too. So,
But he's specifically a Path of Leaves shinobi and a musician using Mongolian throat singing and the horsehead fiddle of Mongolia as his instrument.
Isn't it called Thuvian?
Might be. But he's
Yes, Thuvin.
his personal attitude towards Bushido and the code of it is honor is great, honor is a good thing, but there are some things that are necessary that go against honor. That's my job.
all right, who's next?
Thuvin. These.
Come on.
These is what they
Come
play.
on, people. Come on.
All right, fine. I'll volunteer. I am creating a character who goes by the name of Doji Daisuke. And he is, well, to put it short and simple, a bit of a pompous douchebag. And he rules the court, but he is a bit of a windbag as well. He is, let's see, I saw the sample Gary that Corey gave to me, which I might take up on, which is Otomo Ayuri is a student, or should I mention the Giri, Corey, or?
You can if you like. Just don't mention anything you want to be a surprise during the actual game. you know what I mean?
Don't worry, I'm keeping one main
Obviously,
detail
the
about
things I said are character knowledge, player knowledge, not character.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So essentially, he's tasked with what was it? Yeah, Otomo Ayuri is a student of the White Dragon and a competitor to become his successor. So essentially, he is trying to evaluate whether or not this one candidate is going to be apt enough to be the successor of her mentor. And if she fails, he's going to give her an alternative job offer. But if she succeeds, she gets the support of the Crane. And a little bit about Daisuke is that, aside from being a douchey windbag as well, he, from what everyone else sees, he has a bit of a weight problem. But he still doesn't let that get to him, and he still throws his weight around however he can, socially or physically.
All right.
Oh God.
Who's next? Sasha, you want to talk about your character?
I'm eating cookies, Corey.
No, yeah. Well, we're still streaming.
Talk
What
with
are you
your mouth
doing?
full.
We're not role playing, Sasha, so you're okay.
I don't know. Tarek, you want to talk?
I don't mind going.
Yeah.
So I'm playing a character named Shoshiro Kuronagi. She is a very delightful young Shugenja. She is enthusiastic and exuberant, and she seems to be fairly meek. She doesn't wear a mask. Instead, she wears glasses, and always talks with a smile. Always looking to be more helpful than anything to anyone who might be willing to allow her to offer her assistance. That being said, she has a meekness about her where people don't get the feeling that she is very troubling, and she is quick to make friends with people and try to ingratiate herself with them. This, of course, is probably a red flag for most people watching. As a scorpion who is looking to make friends and seems rather harmless, she is probably anything but, and that is probably a very good
Assumption.
feeling to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a very good assumption to have about her. She is a Shoshiro Shadow Weaver school, which I'm going to have a lot of fun with. That is a Shugenja school that specializes in using and manipulating actual shadows and fighting in darkness and being able to see through darkness. They are a bit of everything. They're basically they're the Huckabees store. They're the everything store of I Heart Huckabees. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that movie, but it's fucking amazing. She is considered a Bushi, Shinobi, and a Shugenja. She's probably gonna suck at all of those things for a while, but once she hits her stride, then she should be a really, really, really fun character to play. She's gonna have her secrets, many of which will not come out directly in the game until people in the group start to realize. The only things I will say now, she is connected so far to 3 of the characters in the game, potentially having a connection to each one of them in her own way, which is what I would honestly like to have happen. Have her have a bond with each different person, each one of them kind of seeing her in their own way. The ones that I've discussed already was being connected to the Ide through a mutual mission that they were both sent on to eliminate a target. Her by the scorpion, him by the unicorn. But once she realized that they were both hired to do the same job, she, instead of continuing to do the job herself, just did whatever she could to help the Ide Ronin accomplish his mission, because that was the honorable thing to do, and helping out somebody could be a great way to make a friend, and also not have her hands dirty for anything that might have happened as a result. She's also friends with longtime friends with Sasha's character, who you will learn about more later. And the 2 characters, me and Sasha's character, were built to kind of play as a juxtaposition to one another. And I think it's going to be a very interesting kind of dichotomy that is at play between the 2 Scorpion characters in the group, which is myself and Sasha's character. And I'd also really like to play with a bond with Crystal's character because she is a very interesting character that can be a different kind of foil for Kuronagi, and I think it would be really interesting to have that foil play like opposite of my character. Because where I am all about shadows, she is all about something completely different.
All right.
And that's where I will end up mine. Somebody else can take over from now.
Who's next? I know no one wants to volunteer. It's weird. It's weird. We're all on YouTube. We're all out there, and yet no one wants to come forward and talk. It's our job,
Mostly
guys.
because I
We're
still don't feel
entertainers.
ready talking much about my own character.
You
Still-
went. You went. You did it. I'm looking
know
at
I did.
Sasha. I'm looking
Did
at
the thing.
Crystal.
Well, yeah, that's the only people left.
I still
also
hesitated
still
a
not
bit.
completely done, and I feel like
Yeah, me too.
Speaking
Just-
after Tarek is a tough act to follow.
It's
Just
not a tough act.
you
I'm
don't-
terrible
you
at
don't have
talking.
to say you don't have to say a lot. You can say I'm building this kind of character. She doesn't have a name yet, or what I've got in my head is just kind of this and this and this, and this is where I'm gonna go with it. And I hope y'all enjoy it when you see it finished.
Okay. Well, my character's name is Bayushi Naren. She is a Bayushi death dealer, which is kind of like the Scorpions, like really deadly duelists.
Yeah, they're not like merchants of death. They're just they just kill you. They just kill you.
Yeah,
They just
their
kinda
job's a little
murder you.
easier than being a merchant, to be honest. Merchant life
And,
requires math. Death dealers don't.
They
kind of in
deal that.
juxtaposition to Tarek's character, like he was talking about earlier. This like woman looks very out of place and has kind of rumors and an air that follows her that talk of like all these horrendous things that she has done, and like whispers of cruelty like are never far behind her. So compared to this like cute, meek, like young scorpion with her, she's kind of the polar opposite in that. She has that like stark white, silvery hair of a crane, but claims like no affiliation with them. Even though she was born into the crane family, but that's a long story. And I think her most notable characteristics would be that she seems to always have a lot of patience and calmness, but will often play into the role that people expect of her. So like, treat her like a monster and she will act like one.
All right, Crystal, what do you got in your head?
I'm playing a Centipede Clan character, Moshi. I haven't picked a
Moshi,
name
Moshi.
yet. But the role is Bushi and Shugenja, who specializes in fire magic. And the cool thing with the Moshi is that their school teaches how to use fire spells that could otherwise be used to harm people to also do healing. They're big worshippers of Amaterasu, the sun goddess. And let's see, she's kind of soft-hearted and wants to heal the world.
Fire!
Burn this cleansing fire. This fire is out of control. We gotta burn this city. Burn.
And yeah, I still need to work on connections with the other characters.
All right.
Ninjo and Giri.
I hope there's something that everybody that I hope if you're watching this, it gets you a little excited for what's coming up next. I've really put a lot of hard work into Shadow Empire. It's going to be, it's still going to be this rule set right here. We're not doing Adventures in Rokugan. It's going to be a little different than what you're used to. And I'm gonna make like a full animated intro or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. We're still working on it. It'll be a week or two away. It won't be next week. It'll be at least 2 weeks away still. But until then, we'll fill in the time between there with something. Probably finish up our little Pathfinder game. And until then, go roll some dice. Bye, guys.
Bye, buddy.